Hi, I'm Tasha Bailey, and these are my words to live by. Let's talk about empathy and codependency. To be emotionally available to other people, we have to be emotionally available to ourselves too. Too many of us give all of our energy to giving empathy to others that we forget to give it to ourselves. We become codependent in feeling responsibility for other people and their happiness, that we end up abandoning our needs and our wants. And as a result, our mental health ends up taking a hit. Codependency comes from a fear of abandonment, as we've learnt to confuse being needed with being loved. I see this a lot with people who overwork themselves in their jobs, become the rock for their family or their friendships, or people who become the parent to their partners. 90% of us have codependent behaviours. We feel responsibility for somebody else's happiness and their joy, and as a result, we end up abandoning ourselves. We might project and put them on a pedestal, whilst also not feeling too good about ourselves. So there's 3 things I want to tell you about codependency. One of them is about rescuing. Rescuing is when we try to be the superhero for someone that we love. We try to rescue them from their feelings and to be there for every whim and issue. The thing with rescuing is it often comes from our inner child. And our inner child is that part of us that might have some pain or unfinished business that is yet to be solved. So a lot of the time when we're trying to rescue, it's because there's a part of us that we wish could have been rescued before. The second thing is overcompensation. We might be overcompensating for the love that we want but aren't yet receiving. And this can especially happen in our romantic relationships if we're going over and beyond to show them how we want to be loved but aren't yet receiving that. The third thing is fawning. Fawning is a stress response, but you might know it as people-pleasing. It's when we feel safer to people-please and avoid conflict by being of service to people rather than to run the risk of rejection and conflict. For example, we might struggle with setting boundaries, saying no, or we might use humour as a defence. So here are some tips for codependency. Rather than codependency, lean into empathy. Empathy is about making space for you and for me. So when someone shares their feelings, stay with those feelings without changing or fixing them. We don't need to rescue them, we just need to be there. Get to know your boundaries. It's not that you don't have boundaries, it's just that you're not listening to them yet. Listen to feelings like anger, resentment and envy. They can tell you a lot about where your boundaries are and what's important to you. So to put that into practice, tell people. Tell people that that's what you're working on so that they can be prepared and hold you accountable. So you can start by saying, remember when I said that I was working on my boundaries? Well, this weekend I need ... That way they'll be more prepared and less likely to take it defensively. So if you want someone to meet your needs, you need to teach them. Listen to yourself, stand firm by your boundaries, and the more emotionally available you can be to yourself, the more emotionally available you can also be to the people who matter.